like I said, in promoting the Liberty 72s, I am just making the darn thing well. And so that's why I'm putting the call out to anybody that has bids for the studio and the full Adobe suite to do everything I need to for professional HD TV television and movie resolution edits. And it's going to take a lot of explaining to explain why I need this. And every time I do, people say, well, why don't you just rent the studio from PBS or whatever? It's because PBS, first of all, is going to be too expensive. And second of all, for the size of the project that I have, it's just much cheaper to buy than to rent. And third of all, PBS does not have the capability with their equipment to do what I need to do. And so that's why I need to buy this stuff. And it's not really that expensive. I'm shooting for $6,000 for everything I need, but who knows. But I'm just having a hard time finding reliable sources for where to get this stuff. And I hear a lot of talk, as always, a lot of promises, but nothing's ever coming through for me. And so you think with the guy with really bad cancer, and swallowing is getting a lot worse since I stopped the radiation, so I think the tumor's really growing back with the vengeance. You think I'd be more concentrated on just staying alive and surviving this cancer and all this kind of stuff, but no, that's not really the case. The Liberty 72 is that important to me that I really want to get this done. And so in the time that I have the health and the strength, I'm going to apply time toward that. And part of that includes editing and stuff like that I like to just jump ahead, because some of these effects shots are very, very cumbersome and detailed and layered. And there's a lot of rendering and details and stop motion photography. 25 frames a second, you have to actually show motion of stars and stuff. So a lot of this stuff takes a lot of time, and it's not something that you can do without just scratching it out from scratch and playing with it and getting it done. But it like I said, it's a very, very complex movie, just like it was in the first three films. We used a lot of stock from those in the TV segment, not very much original stuff. I don't have the rights to any of those anymore, so we're starting over. And so, I'm 54 years old. I only have 50 years left, so I gotta get going on this stuff. Anyways, God bless you guys. Thank you very much for watching. We will see how this goes. I'm not going to advertise this video either, and if it has 0, then I will probably just learn my lesson and come up with a better system to do this. But like I said, I'm doing this not for me, not for you, but basically for the posterity of anybody in the future who has cancer, who has any kind of worries or anything like that. Just don't even make it worse by worrying, but just put it in God's hand. We're all going to die. In 100 years, we'll all be in the afterlife anyway, looking back on all this, laughing probably. But it is what it is. You just got to have faith in God and ask people to pray for you. And guess what? Sunday, we had something about Moses. He was an old guy, couldn't make it across the Jordan, whatever. So we had Aaron and the other guy, I think it was Hur, lifting up his staff as they were as Joshua was storming Jericho. I guess it was. Maybe it wasn't Jericho. Who knows what it was, but I forgot. But anyways, he was so old he couldn't do it by himself, and every time the staff would go down, the guys would start getting beat, like like U of A. And every time that he rose the staff up, they'd start winning. So he couldn't do it by himself, so he needed other people to support him, and I'm kind of in the same boat. So I do need your prayers, and I do appreciate them, and they are working. So thank you very much for that. I'm a living testimony to that, if not by physical outcome, then by spiritual outcome and by attitude. And believe me, I am still living more in a day than most people do in a life. That's honest to God truth. So I'm blessed to be able to sit here before these beautiful mountains in Arizona to tell you that story. And we're just going to pan over here to the sunset. You missed Tombstone a while ago, but it was pretty lit up, pretty nice when I started this video. And Sierra Vista to the south, so I'm going to take you to the west, show you the sunset, and then show you the mountains you always see me climbing to the south of here. And the film that I did this weekend was on the back side of that, over by the Mexican border. So God bless. Thanks very much for watching. If you do, and if you don't, I forgive you. God bless. And that down there, those lights are Sierra Vista, my hometown. The mountain to the left is in Mexico. And Fort Huachuca is about right there with the fire going on. But didn't stop me from filming.